Today we wanted to give an update on Tesla. Now, as you can see on your screen here, Tesla stock price action is very weak today, with the stock opening up near $575 a share, launching up to $590, and then just tailing straight down. Apparently, Elon got into some battles with the crypto crowd over the weekend, and I think in general he's just kind of alienating people. And Tesla is not just weak today, but really over the last few months, was added to the S&P here around $595 a share. So any of those pension funds that bought as a result of the stock being added to the S&P 500 index are now underwater by a little over $100 a share. And this is coming up, as you can see, kind of a key support level in here around the 550 neighborhood. Looking at this chart that we showed before, we're showing you this Bookmap chart for a specific reason. And that is that we just launched something new. It's called the HIRO Indicator. And what it does is it shows the estimated hedge impact for every single options trade that's taking place in real time. So if a big call trade goes up, we're going to show you a green triangle on your screen, and we're going to put a number in there that estimates the hedge impact. That is, how many shares a dealer may have to buy or sell to hedge out that trade. And on the bottom chart here on this line graph, you can see the cumulative rolling sum of all that options flow for the day. So now you have complete and total insight into what is happening in every single stock in real time. So as Tesla stock opened today at $575 a share and launched to $590, the initial options flow was bullish. But then around 11 o'clock, as you can see here on this cumulative indicator, the flow started turning quite negative. So all the options flow is bearish, and it is unrelenting, right? It is only now around, say, 1:45 Eastern time that this flow is starting to possibly turn. And it's going to be fascinating to watch this play out in the stock. We wanted to do this in real time so that we don't sort of cherry picking a stock. Again, this is bearish options flow coming in, and then accordingly the stock really just falls apart. So if you think about what's happening, these are people buying puts or selling calls, and as that is happening, market makers need to sell stock to hedge themselves. And then if the stock goes lower, then they may need to sell more stock. So the first part of that trade is the delta trade, right? Option trade hits the tape, market makers need to hedge their deltas, and then if the stock really drops lower, then there's the gamma component, right? You need to update and readjust your risk. So that is what's playing out in real time. I want to flip quickly to our Equity Hub charts and look at the Tesla position. The Tesla position has been under heavy put gamma for weeks. And typically what happens is the stock will come to or pin major options areas. So if we look at our Tesla real-time chart at SpotGamma, you can see our levels are overlaid here, and the big level is the 600 strike. Now the issue is with the 600 strike is it's mainly put options. And as you can tell from the Bookmap chart, these are buying options. These are put options that are being bought. So as the stock goes lower, the momentum or the volatility of Tesla is going to pick up because the puts gain in value. Put gamma increases, volatility increases. That's why you can see here that this area chart is larger here in the low 500s, but if the stock was to rally, the volatility estimate, which is what the momentum indicator is, tails off or drops down. That is because these put options all lose value. So to see specifically, where these positions are laid out, so the top options position for Tesla is currently 600, and 25% of that gamma expires next Friday. Now it's typical that every single week traders come in and trade the next available weekly option. So it's not unusual to have 25 to 50% of total Tesla gamma expiring on a Friday expiration, but 600 is the big number here. This is where most of these puts are concentrated, and as the stock drops lower, we would expect this key gamma strike to drop down. Now, if the stock rallies, it is a hedge wall, meaning that 600 is likely to be a pin or a resistance line for Tesla into the close. So back to the real-time indicator, you can see here that it looks like the options flow is now bottomed and really starting to flatten out here in Tesla. Now the S&P over the same instance did get a little bit weaker, and as there is a bit of a beta there, obviously between Tesla and the S&P, you can see here markets overall did have this spike down. We do see that it is possible now that the put flow is tiring out a little bit in Tesla, and so we are looking for a bottom here, and that is assuming that the market overall doesn't sort of fall apart here. But now you can see that there's a distinct change in how after this dip, that the options flow in Tesla is starting to sort of exhaust or tire out. If I scroll my mouse wheel, I can zoom in on the chart, and this is really cool. So if I wanted to look at a specific trade, see this big jump in the cumulative indicator here? This means that some bullish trades hit the tape. So if I zoom in on this, and I have not checked this trade before, so we're going to do this together for the first time and see what we can see. I can scroll back here. Now again, all of these triangles are options prints that are taking place. What can we see? We see that there are some big bullish trades here. And along with that, we have some big stock prints back in here. And then right here is a 4K options print. I can adjust some settings on this even more. I can take the aggregation off. And now I can really dial into exactly the moment and when this trade took place. Now look at this. Here is the actual trade, right? That seemed to jump the indicator. There's two of them. And then here's a very large stock print that occurred right with that option print. So you can see that the ability of Bookmap to allow you to dial in and zoom in on trade and trade flow is very valuable here. And this is really just a fascinating and awesome tool to be able to play around with. If you have any questions, you can reach us at support@spotgamma.com. You can also reach us at SpotGamma on Twitter. If you're interested in the HIRO Indicator, you can go over to bookmap.com, and then you simply go over to their marketplace, and then you'll see the HIRO Indicator listed here. You have to have the Bookmap system, and then you add on the HIRO Indicator. Please let us know, again, if you have any questions. Simply leave a comment below, and we will get right back to you. Thanks.